Hello, photographers. Welcome to Module 4. There's a few things that I wanted to show you for this module, but it's a fairly easy one, I would say. So if we go to the Content and Assessments and scroll down to the Learn link, this is where we're going to find what's required of us for the photography part of the assignment, which this week is feature photos. So here is the handout, and this will give you some examples of what a feature photo could be. So we are learning about photojournalism this week and some mistakes photojournalists can make and how unethical that can be. So you're going to hear some some horror stories and some that are, just really disrespectful. But for the feature photo assignment, you're going to see, you're going to be taking 4 photos of an activity. It does not have to be newsworthy. I like that they show the cooking here in this image because I think that's something that I could do, that I could show a process of and take photos of the steps. And there's a couple other suggestions in here, perhaps students at school and what they're doing, and what you're doing with your friends. I don't know if you're going to go to Colorado and go skiing. That would be fun. But so this is the feature photos. So let's not stress out about what this could be, as long as your 4 images tell a story. And make sure that you have the full sentence captions. I see a lot of people still they'll write a little bit about what this is, but not writing the 4 sentence, one separate for each photo. So that's the requirement. And then the other part of the lesson is the written part. So we're going to be writing a little paper this week. I know everybody loves to hear that, but it's actually a pretty short one, and I think most people get pretty passionate about this subject matter and like talking about ethics. So I don't think it's not going to be a long paper that you're writing. It's about a page. But you have to cite your sources, and there are examples in the lesson. So that's always nice. So in the lesson, it shows, in our lesson videos for this module, it shows some photojournalistic mistakes that were unethical. And so for this discussion, you're going to talk about something like that, something that you've seen. It could be from the lesson. You could just search it up and find out your own, and then make sure that you are following the prompt. Okay, and then your response, those are always due by Tuesday. Make sure, again, that you're following the prompt and not being, vague and short. Okay, so that's everything for this week. I did also want to talk to you about a little bit about getting a third-party app for your phone camera if that's your situation. So the one that I share in announcements, Final Cut Camera, that's it, is actually a video camera. And so you can take still images on it by just, turning it on and off, and you can set the shutter speed on that. ProCam for iPhones is also really good, where you can set both things. On your iPhone, if you're using an iPhone, and I'm sorry if I'm talking about that too much, but that is the majority of our class has an iPhone who's using a phone camera. And if you go to take a photo on your camera and you go to portrait mode, in the upper right hand corner you see a little F that looks kind of familiar. That is how you set your depth of field, which is changing the aperture. So with perhaps shooting people this week, perhaps you want to have a clear subject and a blurred background, really, really great thing to do. Really great choice for not only this week, but next week we start portraits, and portraits look the most beautiful if you have beautiful lighting on the face, and the face is clear, and then the background is just blur, color blur. Those are going to be your best, your easiest good portraits that you could possibly take. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful week and you're excited to get into this new lesson. As always, please contact me if you have any questions about anything that I can explain for you simply. Samsung users, I did share a really good video for you early on in announcements in the course, and I think I just have another couple of phone cameras that are a little bit different. So if I haven't suggested an app for you to be able to control your aperture, shutter speed, ISO, then please let me know that and I will help you, definitely. That said, everyone who has a camera is doing amazing. So some of them, it's just a simple turning the auto ISO off in their menu and then compensating with aperture and shutter speed settings. And so this is really the, the most helpful part of this course that you could take away and really know things about photography. So learning to set your shutter speed for more or less light, to blur or freeze motion, using your aperture to let in more or less light, but also to control depth of field is really smart. So your lowest number, F number for aperture, like f1.4 if you can get it, is amazing, super blur. And then something like f16, the other end, is going to be great for when we do landscapes and you want to see clear throughout the image. So you just have to think about those two things with aperture and depth of field. Now ISO, I have been recommending that you set it at 100 and forget it. And then if you are shooting like super fast action, motion, you can go up to 400. But that's really the limit. Other than that, please be paying attention to your compositions. I think you all know that I really like an off-center composition. It allows for more of a visual narrative, and we've covered so many other compositional rules that you can try, and that's what I really want to see from you. Now any other questions, send them my way, and I am so happy to share with you everything that I know. All right, I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.